And then, of course, your children. May God bless the soul of my sister and let her remain in peace now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, General. I now want to call my sister, June Asio, but I'd like her to be escorted by Akinyi. Akinyi, maybe you'll say a few words before Junie.
God is good, and all the time. Thank you. Yes, I'm on a flight from Chiclayo, somewhere in Peru. Traveled 15 hours, coming back. And in my jet lag, there's one mission. I have to call Danny. And the first question, the name that sounded like music in my ears, she calls me Nyar Carriero. If you come from Karachuonyo, you know what that means. And her question would be, Nyar Carriero, so did you test the soils? Yes, we did, Danny. And the water? Yes, we did, Danny. And what are they, so what is your advice to them? What can they grow? Can they grow cotton? I say, no, Danny, the weather is not good enough for cotton, but they are growing other products. I come back from Kenitra, somewhere past Casablanca in Morocco. Again, the same question. Nyar Carriero, can they grow cotton? No, they're growing something else. Come last year, I'm coming back from work. I get a call from Auntie Mary. And she says, are you at home? There's a very important person that Danny wants you to talk to. And that was Honorable Wanga. So when my uncle asked me to write something, it's in the book. Honorable Bensouda, you mentioned 3 items. But I'll add you a 4th one, because this was my grandmother's wish. Danny, cotton, she said. That's the word you always returned to. Not fashion, not fabric, but life. You remembered when it grew tall, white fields, proud hands, busy towns. Then, gone. The fields dried, the machines stopped, the silence came. You would drive past empty lands, and you would look away. It makes me sad, Nyakwara, she told me. It made her sad, because this is what allowed many of the people of Karachuonyo to go to school. Sad that we forgot. Sad that we let it die. Sad that no one tried again. You told me, the land did not give up. We did. And now, I wonder, could it be this path that I'm on? Working with farmers across the world, listening to land, planting hope. Was that what you saw in me all along? You never said it directly, but maybe you didn't need to. For a few people who met her, she would ask, have you met Nyakwara Akinyi? And then she would talk about agriculture, what Akinyi does, agriculture. You believed I would try. plant. And therefore, all these strong women, ladies from Homa Bay, I want to challenge you. Because she never said it directly. Because when we do cotton, this was her message. It is not just dignity. It is possibility. It is a future. So this is for you, Dani, what you wished so much. What still waits to rise? I will not look away. Honorable Wanga, I made that promise to you. I will not look away. This is, sorry. Yeah, I'll stop there. Always in my heart. Thank you.
Greetings, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I'm a little shorter than some people. Thank you. My name is Juni Awiti Asio Uchieng Nyamanywanda Jaber. Those are all my names. But you can call me Juni, it's allowed. I was told I'm supposed to say, with all protocols observed. Okay. So it is with all protocols observed that I am here to thank you all for what you have done for the Asio family. I'd like to name the Asio family, the Asio children, by name. My brother, Caesar, is the last one. He follows me. That's the one everybody knows. Then there's me. I got everything that was good and left him everything else, okay? And then there's Mary. Mary is up country, and she's been working very hard preparing things for Mom. Aseto is also up country, working very hard. And then there's my sister, Atieno. Atieno is the one who took care of my father until he died in her arms, and we escorted him home. And Atieno did the same thing to my mother. I'm telling you all need to have girls. You need to have daughters. If you do not have any daughters, adopt them. Find daughters. You all need daughters. As you get older, you will remember these words, okay? So, I attended Maxwell, believe it or not, right there. My sister Atieno was the first African ever to attend Maxwell. It used to be for whites only. And Mama insisted that because her father was a pastor, why couldn't her child also be here? So we were the first, Atieno was the first black ever. And if you look back in the SDA archives, the good news about the SDA is they keep long archives. You will find all whites with one black person. And that was Atieno. So we have a long tradition with the Adventist Church. In the United States, we go to Umoja. We attend Umoja SDA Church. And they have been a very strong pillar in my life, in Mama's life, in all of our lives. Pastor Omosa is a great person. We love him very much. One thing I'll tell you about my mother. My mother lived well, and she died well. You know, everybody talks about living. You must also plan to die well. Mama died well, okay? She was sick for 2 years. She said her goodbyes. We used to talk every Sabbath. We would pick a word. Let me tell you, the last thing we talked about before she died was abundance, because we had an abundance of love and joy and peace. But we talked about legacy. We talked about inheritance. We talked about favoritism. Do you love your sons more than us? We talked about everything. So Mama, and this was Mama preparing us for when she went. So by the time Mama passed, and by the way, her last 3 words, it is beautiful, it is wonderful, amor. She said that many times. The last word Mama ever said was amor. So while it is great to live well, I advise you all to plan to die well too, okay? I think it's important. There are 2 things that my mother taught me. She taught me many things, but one thing that she taught me was, one day, Maendeleo decided to have a birthday party for my mother, and then they gave her a water tank. I was like, why are they giving my mother a water tank? We have water, right? And you know, because I lived abroad, each time I came home, there was a lot of water, life was great. I did not understand. And they gave her a big water tank. And because I also worked in the non-profit sector, Mom had told us we have to help, I had given many people all over the village water tanks. But I had never given my mother a water tank. And then suddenly I realized that, my mother needed water too. Do you know, she had so many visitors, she needed water. And it took Maendeleo to show me that even while we are busy helping others out there, do you know, we also have those very close to us who we talk to every day, who we love desperately. We're not meeting their basic needs. So, look around you, look close to you. Do not ignore the ones who you see every day. And I thank Maendeleo for the water tank. Okay? Be the water tank for other people. Okay? Another thing my mother taught me was how to give. You know, I used to give my mother an allowance, okay? Every week I would give my mother an allowance, okay? $100 every Friday. And you know, by Monday it was gone. I said, hey, Mama, that was supposed to last you the week. And she would give it away. I gave it to her, and she's pestering everybody. I'm like, no, Mama, that's for you. And I got upset. So I said, no, Junie, before you get upset, I'll give it to her on Monday. Because, you know, on Monday, see, the weekend is over now. Now she can't give it to anybody. She will spend it on herself. So I would give it to her on Monday, no difference. She would still give it away, and by Wednesday, she had no money, okay? So then I said, Mama, no, I went to my auntie, Minedi, first, and I complained. I said, Auntie, I'm giving Mama money, and she's giving it away. I don't think that's respectful. And my auntie said, you know, no nyole kamano. She was born that way. Whatever you give her, she will give. And I was like, I don't think that's a very good explanation, but no, I still kept on giving her the money. Then one day I said, Mom, but I'm giving you this and you're giving it away. She said, you know, Junie, once you give somebody something, it is no longer yours. It belongs to them. They can do with it as they wish. If you feel you still have control over it, do not give it. Okay? Do not give it. So I was like, okay. And then she said, and this also goes to votes. Now, this is for you politicians. People give you their votes. Like I was giving my mother money. This was money I worked for. It didn't come easy, okay? They are giving you their votes. They're giving you their life, okay? The same way, I finally understood that my mother was going to do the right thing with the money I gave her. Mama believed that you would all do the right thing with the votes the people gave you, okay? So I urge you, from the smallest person, whoever cleaned this church, from the smallest person here to the most important person here, I thank you. Your votes matter. You do matter. And to the politicians, remember, you are carrying these people's lives, their hopes, their dreams. I'm going to end with a poem that we wrote from Mama. Please use our votes wisely, Msichezenai, okay? I'm serious. Women used to give birth in line to vote. Sindio, use it wisely. Use it wisely. I'm going to end with a poem here. I'm not very good at reading poetry, but I will read anyway. This is a poem that is my mother speaking to all of y'all. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun. I'll repeat that. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun goes down, because I'm leaving you happy memories now that my life is done. Thank you all.
Thank you, that's good enough. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, please accept the deepest gratitude and appreciation from the Asio family